Hello and welcome to this video tutorial. This is a recent greetings card I designed and created for my mother's 50th birthday. Today I will be talking you through how I created this cutout birthday card and sharing with you how you can use drawing and computer techniques to create your own. My initial idea was to use a flower design for the front of the card. After a little research online, I found this image of a bouquet of roses, which I thought I would use as my inspiration. As you can see here, it took 3 steps to get to my final cutout design. These are in fact the scans of each drawing. In the first step, I simply sketched out my bouquet of roses to map out my composition, to see exactly how many roses would be used and what details such as leaves and the bow would be included. In the second stage, I set about creating a more clear image. This involved tracing the original sketch, refining the lines and inserting more details. Now, as this image stands, this would in no way work as a design to cut out of a card. As you can see, all the lines join, and if this was cut out of the card, the design would all fall apart. So this drawing would have to be refined further to get a design that would work when cut out. This takes us to the third step. As you can see here, to get the compatible cutout design, I had to remove some lines and add some blocks of colour. To do this, I used Tipp-Ex. This is a needlepoint Tipp-Ex pen which I used to paint over the lines to modify my design. I used the Tipp-Ex as it would work best when scanning the design in later. So I'm going to demonstrate how I did this. So if we look at the traced image here, what I would do is I would use the Tipp-Ex to remove some of the lines. So I could go ahead and remove lines and make sure that they don't connect. Because when we do take this design further and actually try to cut it out of the card, it wouldn't fall apart. So the paper sort of joins the design together. So as you can see in the design to the right, I removed quite a lot of the pen, the detail there, by using the Tipp-Ex. I'm doing this on computer as I speak, but I actually originally did it using Tipp-Ex. And what I would do is fill in some of the areas, as you can see here. So these black areas here would be the areas in which I would cut out of the card. So these would show the coloured sheet underneath. So I think you get the general idea. I used the Tipp-Ex to remove the lines and used the pen to just make some of the bold details. Once I was happy with my design, I then created an A3 canvas and positioned the design in place. I would use this template to print onto the card to get a good guide ready to cut the design out. As you can see here, I've changed the design to red because underneath will be a red sheet, and once we've printed this out and we cut it around, if it was black you might see some sloppy black outlines. So in this case I've changed it to red. And I've included some typography here and a little bit of detail. So with that done, just before we actually set it to print, be sure to change your design and everything to around 10%, as what you will want is a design that you can just about see but not dominate the page and create some messy outlines. To create your greetings card, you will need a cutting mat, in this case A3, some white card, preferably A3, between 250 and 300 GSM, some red paper, between 100 and 150 GSM, a scalpel, and some extra scalpel blades, model 15A, a ruler, a bone folder, and some PVA glue. Now, once you have printed your design onto the A3 piece of card, you can now start to cut the design out. As you can see here, I am cutting out the design. This video is sped up for demonstration purposes, but I must emphasize that it is important to take your time and cut slow and accurate. There will be less chance of you making a mistake, and since you have to apply pressure to cut through the card, there will be less chance of an accident. After all, you are using a scalpel blade, so be careful. After you have finally cut out your design, trim the card to size, take the coloured paper, fold and trim to correct size, insert the coloured paper, apply a strip of PVA glue, position in place, and close. After a little while, the PVA glue will dry and your card will be ready to present. And there is the finished greetings card. I hope you enjoyed this video tutorial. I hope this inspires you to make your own cutout card to send to your friends and family. Have fun guys, and I'll see you next time.